SBR Videos is sponsored by Sports Cash System. Click on the link below for more information. We are previewing Week 2 in the NFL here at SBRForum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We're talking right now with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com, a regular guest who went 4-1 in his 4-1 against the spread in his video picks with us last week. Joe Duffy, thanks for being back with us.
Thank you, Peter. It's always my pleasure.
And 4-1 with us last week. I really appreciate all those winners. Tell us, though, what your season-long record so far in the NFL is for your premium plays at OffshoreInsiders.com.
Yes, going back actually to Week 3 of the preseason, we've hit 13 of 14 premium plays. My only loser was I did have Carolina last week against Seattle, but everything else won, even swept Monday night. So it's been a great year. We've had a lot of darn good years during my 26th year as a professional handicapper, but this is one of the best starts yet. 13-1 as we enter Week 2 of the NFL regular season.
Survivor for 26 years. You don't do that without knowing a little bit about what you're doing. All right, let's see if you can give us a winner here in this one. Detroit at Arizona. I think I'm seeing a modest edge here. Arizona's 1-point home underdog. Total's 47.5. And Detroit, of course, looked pretty good against Minnesota last week. Reggie Bush had a great game, although he's coming into this. He came out of that one banged up, and it's not exactly clear whether it'll be 100% for this one. Arizona, though, they're having a lot of problems protecting the quarterback. Levi Brown is not doing a good job. Carson Palmer, not the most reliable guy, in my opinion. Anyway, Rob Hausler, tight end, still going to be out for this one. Adding it all up, I'm thinking that Detroit -1 might be a decent play. What do you think?
No, I'm disagreeing with you there.
Okay.
I have been a longtime critic of Matt Stafford, going back to his days at the University of Georgia, where he made way too many mistakes. And Stafford, he is a very overrated quarterback. In fact, one of the most telling statistics, and you don't necessarily know in advance when to apply it, but it does tell you how much of an overrated quarterback he is. I think I saw somewhere where he's like 1-19 straight up all time against teams that end the season over 500. Again, it's not a specific handicapping angle you can use because it's based on the end of the year statistics. Right. But Stafford is a guy, and I'm going to use that term for the first time this week, predictably unpredictable. Last week, he had a heck of a game. As you said, Reggie Bush also had a phenomenal game. But Reggie Bush, throughout his entire NFL career, has been kind of a feast or famine type guy.
Yes.
As you said, he is banged up. He does have groin and hip injuries. Now, I'm not an accomplished athlete myself, but I can tell you a groin and hip injury definitely slows down my production. Plus, as I said, Stafford, this is what he does. He's got a great game. Then he goes against a bad team. Everyone expects that he's going to have another great game, and he comes out flat. And I think that's going to happen here. Plus, admittedly, I'm also not a huge fan of Carson Palmer, but I think the odds makers have finally caught up to me. The way the odds have been this year, they're no longer overrating Carson Palmer the way they have in the past. And if anything, he might be somewhat undervalued because the upgrade from last year, John Skelton, an awful quarterback. Skelton's not even on an NFL roster. He's a young quarterback, was a starting quarterback last year, and he's not on an NFL roster this year. So the fact that Carson Palmer is at least kind of a middle-of-the-run quarterback, maybe a top 15, top 20 quarterback, is a huge upgrade. In fact, Peter Loshak would be a big upgrade from what Arizona had as quarterback last year. So now all of a sudden Larry Fitzgerald's part of the offense, where last year he was almost completely disappeared. And then Carson Palmer, all preseason long, was talking about Andre Roberts, what a great target he is. And Andre Roberts emerged as a big target last week. You're right. They didn't do a good job protecting him. He only had 2.33 seconds of protection average. So the offensive line has to improve. But the fact that he is an upgrade, I don't know if the odds makers are overrating him that much longer as they have been in the past. And they're definitely overrating Matt Stafford based on one great effort. And Reggie Bush, I've seen it before from those two guys. No, a typical Detroit letdown situation here. They're going to come out flat.
Great experienced, wise analysis, Joe Duffy. Yeah, the only thing that just makes me nervous is Arizona didn't get any pressure on Sam Bradford. And like we said, Levi Brown himself gave up 3 sacks, let Palmer get sacked 3 times. So that makes me nervous. But you're absolutely right about, Detroit letting backers down all the time in this incarnation of Detroit, especially after a good win and cover. So your official lean here is what?
No, I'm definitely going to go with the home small underdog Arizona.
+1. Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Peter.